Okay, so we're just going to solve some basic equations here. I'm going to do some review of some things you should have learned in Algebra 1, maybe some 8th grade math. I'm going to walk you through some couple examples and show you the best way to solve some of these problems. So we should know to start off any problem with parentheses that we have to distribute. And distribute means to multiply. So we're going to multiply everything inside these parentheses by -2. Everything inside these parentheses, or this parentheses, by an 8. So -2 times x is -2x. -2 times 1, -2. 8 times x is 8x. 8 times -4 is -32. Once you get here, oftentimes students they don't know which one to choose or what to move. The simple answer is it doesn't matter. Choose any of these four numbers and move them. So if you want to choose this 2x, add 2x to both sides. If you want to choose this 2, add 2 to both sides. Just use inverse operations. If you want to work on this side, it doesn't matter. As long as you pick what you want to pick, use inverse operations and combine it with something that's like terms. So for example, I want to add this 2x. I'm adding because the opposite of a negative is a positive, or subtraction is addition, however you want to look at it. And if I add 2x to my left side of my equal sign, I got to add it to my right side as well to balance my equation out. Be sure to add it to its like terms. This 2 has an x with it, so I have to put it with this 8 because 8 has an x. So now my 2 is no longer over here. I bring down my -2. I combine like terms here. 8x plus 2x is 10x. I bring down my -32. Notice now how I only have one number with an x with it, which means I need to get my other two numbers on the same side together. So this 10x is fine. I'm going to leave it alone. I want to move what's beside it, so I want to do something with this 32. It's negative, or I'm subtracting, so the opposite is to add 32. And again, if I add 32 to one side, I better come over here and add 32 to the other side. -2 plus 32, well, that gives me a 30. Bring down my 10x, and now I divide, and I divide by the coefficient, or the number in front of my variable. So I divide by 10 on both sides, and that leaves me with just an x. And 30 divided by 10 is 3. So in this case, my answer is x equals 3. Okay? Now that problem was fairly simple. It was a little bit short. Now these other problems, I'm getting bigger and bigger as we go on, because I want to make sure you understand the process completely. So in this next example, notice how we have 2 8s out there. 2 8s outside my first parenthesis. You have to understand that the only thing that you can distribute is a number in front of your parenthesis. And you have to understand that distribution is the very first step you take. So fight the urge to add 8 and 8 and get 16. That's completely wrong. Never do that. Okay? Always distribute the number in front of your parenthesis first. That's always your first step. So this first 8 here, it just hangs out. Bring it down. It just hangs out right there. Then our 8 times n is an 8n. 8 times 5, well, that's 40, equals 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times -3n is a -12n. Now, once you get here, the key is to always combine like terms. It makes life so much easier. For example, on the left side of my equal sign, I have an 8, an 8n, and a 40. Like terms over here would be my 8 and my 40. They both are numbers without variables. So I do exactly what it says. 8 plus 40. Hey, that's 48. That takes care of both numbers. And it instantly makes my problem smaller. Then I can start moving things around across the equal sign. So then I can add my 12n. If I add 12n to one side, I'm going to come over here and add 12n to its like terms on the other side. So my 48 comes down. 8 plus 12. So 8n plus 12n is a 20n. Then I move my 48, subtract it from both sides. I'm trying to get my 20n by itself. So 20n equals 8 minus 48. Be careful with your signs. 8 minus 48 is a -40. Then I divide again by the coefficient, the number in front of your variable. And so I get n to equal negative 40 divided by 20, which is a negative 2. Okay. Well, my next problem, same process. Again, always, always, always distribute first. Always multiply by what's in front of your parentheses first. So here we go. I'm going to change pens because that one a little messed up looks like. Give me just a second. Negative 4 times 2m is a negative 8m. Negative 4 times negative 3 is a positive 12. Bring it down. This negative 3m is just going to hang out there. 7 times negative 3m is a negative 21m. 7 times negative 4 is a negative 28. Combine like terms. Look on this side. Negative 8m and negative 3m both have an m. They're like terms. So let's do what it says. Negative 8 minus 3. Negative 8 minus 3 is actually a negative 11m. Then we can pick any number you want to pick. Move whatever you want to move. I'm going to go with 12. 12 is positive, so I'm going to subtract 12 from this side. Come over here and subtract 12 from this side. I have to subtract 12 from a number that does not have an m because 12 didn't have an m. So my like term will be right here. So negative 11m equals negative 21m, and then watch your signs. Negative 28 minus 12 is actually a negative 40. And I want to move what's with my negative 40, so I want to move my 21m, so I want to add 21m to both sides. I'm trying to get my m's together now. Be careful with signs. Negative 11m plus 21m is actually 10m. Bring down my negative 40. Divide by the coefficient, the number in front of your variable. And so m equals a negative 4. The key to solving equations is to distribute first, always, 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 and then combine like terms before you start moving things around.